Welcome into 247 Sports on the road in Houston, presented by Ford and built Ford tough. We've got another exciting show for you today as we prepare for tonight's national championship. But first, we've got some live breaking news on the recruiting trail as Kur Teng, one of the top 40 prospects in the national class of 2024, is going to join us live here on the road in Houston, although he is coming to us straight from Bradford Christian Academy in Massachusetts. So I'm going to bring Kur in to tell us exactly where he is going to be committing to live on our air. Kur, what's up, man?
What's up with you? I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. I know this is a big day for you. You've got your family and friends here. And although you're just a junior, Kur, this is the end of what's been a long process for you. Tell me what it's like to be, a young player striving to get ranked, recruited, see all that come to fruition. What has the last couple of years been like for you?
I mean, it's been great. All this recruiting and everybody reaching out has just been a blessing to me, and I've just enjoyed it really well.
All right, now tell us, who are some of the people who've helped you along the way, and who is with you here today? Just give you an opportunity to thank anybody who's really been able to help you along your path.
I'm here with my family. Of course, thanks out to them. I can't even explain the things they've done for me. It's all the sacrifices, just everything they've done for me. I can't even explain. So thanks out to them, of course. And to all the coaches, Coach Vin, Coach Tom with Rivals, just them being able to give me the opportunity to showcase my skills with all the coaches and everything. It's been great.
Now, Kur, I know you initially cut your list to just 3 schools. There was a coaching change at one of those schools, and so ultimately, I'm assuming this is coming down to really 2 main options to you. I want to give you a chance here to announce your final commitment and tell the world where you're going to be playing your college basketball.
Yeah, I'm down to 3 options now. It's between Rutgers, Providence, and Michigan State. But with Rutgers, I really appreciate them very much. And the coaches, I've grown strong relationships with them. So it's all love between them. And I got strong relationships with one of the assistant coaches, TJ. I've known him for a long time. So I really got love for him. And same with Coach Cooley at Providence, but he's been a coaching change. So yeah. And with Michigan State, I've also grown strong relationships with them, and I also appreciate their coaching style. I mean, their play style on the court has been it fits me well, and it's really similar to the way we play today with Bradford Christian and Rivals.
All right, Kur, so you can only pick one. Where are you going to be playing your college basketball?
So I'm here to announce I'll be committing to Michigan State University.
We got to get some cheers in the background there. Come on.
Talk to me, gangster. Talk to me, gangster.
All right, Kur, congratulations. I know this was a long time coming. Michigan State historically has been really focused on that Midwest region, but they identified you early in the process, came out to New England, recruited you early, recruited you hard, had you out on an official visit in the fall of your junior year. But what was it about their message that really resonated with you, your family, and your coaches?
Their play style really fits me really well. I like to come off pin downs and on the offensive end and stuff like that. So I just seen every time I watch them, there's just been a similarity between them and the way I play right now with my team.
Yeah, 100%. I think, it's been really interesting watching you play over the years because you've been developed. You're almost a little bit of a throwback in that you like to come off pin downs and floppy action, as you mentioned. While there's a lot of guards who play off live dribble, you really like to play off the catch. I really think you're going to be a terrific fit there for Tom Izzo, Michigan State, and the way they play, especially on the offensive end of the floor. Kur, I just want to thank you so much for sharing this moment with us. I know you got a lot of celebrating to do with your friends and family. I know your dad's in town, so I want you to enjoy this moment with your friends and family. Thank you. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished to date. We're looking forward to seeing you next year as a senior and then again at Michigan State.
Thank you for having me.
All right, everybody. That is Kur Teng, one of the top 40 prospects in the national class of 2024, who just announced his live commitment to Michigan State. Now I'm going to bring in my 247 Sports colleagues, Eric Bossi, Travis Branham. This is a piece of big news for Michigan State. As you can see, we're breaking it. We're tweeting the stories as we go here. Travis, big piece of news here for Michigan State. They have a really strong 23 class to get on the board in 24. What does this mean for Tom Izzo?
Yeah, they already have the number 3 class in 2023, and the kind of makeup of that team, they're going to have a lot of returners. I know we have Xavier Booker already in the top 10, but that's a kid that we probably envision needing two years and could potentially be a premier talent. And then you add him alongside of Jeremy Fears, who will be another multi-year guy, Cohen Carr. So you pair Kur Teng with those guys, you get a score, like you said, a throwback 2-guard, somebody that can kind of fill in after Jay Nakins graduates and moves on.
Now, Ibas, this is a group that came into this season with somewhat low expectations relative to the Michigan State history. Tom Izzo said from the beginning of the season, I like my team this year, and they played pretty well, but I'm not sure they had the same high-end talent that we've historically seen from the Spartans. Seems like there's an upgrade in talent coming with that collective group that Travis just mentioned.
Yeah, for sure. Then the other thing is here, for the most part, they fit pretty well with what Michigan State's doing. I think, we mentioned Xavier Booker. He's probably going to need a little bit of time to develop a more of a Tom Izzo style guy. But the rest of these guys, there's a lot of toughness involved with them. There's a lot of, attacking guys who can go get a basket in transition, but then are comfortable running an offense. And I think Kur is going to fit in with all that when he eventually arrives on campus, because he's not a guy who likes to dance with the ball or anything like that. Like you said, he plays off the catch, 1 or 2 dribbles to get where he needs to go. He can play physically. He can get on the glass. Really good pull-up shot maker. A little streaky from 3, but, he brings a lot to the table, and I think there shouldn't be too much pressure on him to be like a huge scorer early, but he can definitely play pretty big minutes and then develop into a multiple-year starter.
And I think that physicality that we've seen primarily on the offensive end of the floor, it's going to resonate defensively as well. We were also talking about the personality fit. Vin Pastore, his high school and grassroots coach, Tom Izzo, 2 kind of guys who are very demanding on the court, but extremely kind of loving and for their guys off the court. So that's something that we see a little bit of a correlation with as well.
Yeah, no doubt. When you get to college, there's a lot of guys who've been pampered and, told that there's nothing wrong with them, and if something goes wrong, it's somebody else's fault. That's not the case when you're playing for Vin. So, he's not afraid to point out a guy's mistakes and coach him up hard, and that's going to be a benefit for Kur when he gets to the next level, because that first time that he's in practice and Coach Izzo gets heated with him, he's going to have been there before. Now, it's going to be a little bit different. There's always a little bit of something because it's Tom Izzo doing this, but it won't be the first time he's ever been told he screwed something up.
No, that's certainly the case. Travis, we talked about Xavier Booker. We see the city of Houston behind us. You guys have been in Houston for 10 days now. I got to go home for about 72 hours. It started with the McDonald's All-American. I had an NBA scout tell me, and I wrote about this last week, Tom Izzo is either going to make or break Xavier Booker. Some of the comments about Xavier Booker was that, as we know, he's one of the most naturally talented prospects in the class, but very much someone who hasn't turned potential into production quite as consistently as we would like yet. What are expectations like for him? What are realistic expectations like for him at Michigan State next season?
For me personally, my realistic expectation is that he's going to need time. He's going to need a lot of time and development to grow into his role and really figure out who he is as a player. There's a lot of times, whether you watch him in his high school or with his AU team or here in McDonald's, he likes to float out to the perimeter and take some tough jump shots rather than going down on the block or just simply running the rim. Running end to end. Nobody can really keep up with him with his size, length, and athleticism. So if he were to do the simple things, he could be a guy that'll really make a splash next year. But physicality-wise, he needs some time to really put on some weight and strength, and also just learn how to body guys.
Yeah.
That's something a lot of these high school kids, especially now, it's become much more of a finesse type game. Every player wants to go out there and throw up these nice little pretty jump shots and layups, but when you're playing in the Big Ten, especially for Tom Izzo, you're going to have to play physical. He doesn't know how to do that quite yet. So for me personally, my expectation is he'll have a small role at times next year. You may see some big games out of him just because of the sheer talent, but for the most part, I expect it to be pretty limited and then try to set himself up for a year number 2.